Hey, what's going on, everybody? Commander Korean here, and oh my goodness. So, a crazy new spoiler has came out for March of the Machines. So obviously, according to the title, the best green Planeswalker. It's kind of a question, but it's also like, just like, you know, is it? But it's also like, wow, this card is insane. So, as always, it's a spoiler. If you don't want to see the spoiler, obviously click off the video. But for those who do want to check it out, let's check out Ren and Realmbreaker. So it is green, 1 for 4 loyalty. Legendary Planeswalker, Ren. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. So immediately, right off the bat, we're getting a 3-mana walker that makes all of our lands tap for any color mana. So that's like on par with Chromatic Lantern, for those who know that card. So +1, up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with vigilance, hexproof, and haste until your next turn. It's still a land. Okay, so right off the bat, we get a 3/3 until our next turn, which is relevant. So that way we can block with it, which is great. It's not permanent, you know, it's not like Nissa Who Shakes the World, where it's permanent. It's kind of like Nissa Vital Force from Kaladesh, where it's until your next turn, so which is great because it can block. It has vigilance, so we can get frisky with it if we want. And it has hexproof. So one thing that's really important with that is all the like green walkers that animate lands in the past, they become creatures, but you can like fatal push them, or, you know, well, not fatal push, but you can kill it. Actually, maybe you can fatal push, I don't remember. But anyways, you can kill the land, so essentially you got stone rained in a way. But now with this card, with hexproof, it's great because it's protected. And it's vigilance, so you can also attack with it, and you can block with it if you need. Like, just, wow, +1 already is great. -2, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand. So this fuels our graveyard for if we're playing a Graveyard Matters deck. And on top of that, we also can put the best permanent from those into our hand. So, like, it's almost like a... It's almost, in a way, it's kind of like a, you know, like a sleight of hand where, you know, because sleight of hands, look at the top 2, put 1 in your hand. This is a look at the top 3, 1 in your hand, the rest in the graveyard. In a way, I mean, it's revealed, but it's pseudo card draw. And what's really great about this is, I was going to mention this at the end, but I wanted to get it off now. It starts at 4 loyalty. So 4 loyalty is a lot for a 3-mana walker. So, for instance, like, +1 going to 5 is relevant in Modern because Fury does 4 damage. So we're already out of Fury range with its +1. The -2, we can activate it if we're in a really desperate situation. We can -2, then go to our next turn, and then -2 again if we're digging for an answer. So, like, that's just right off the bat is great. And then we have our -7. You get an emblem with, you may play lands and cast permanent spells from your graveyard, which, that's just huge. I mean, if you're playing like a mid-range deck and you get that off, I mean, you probably just win. It's also like incredibly hard for a control deck to beat this in general, just because if you can cast permanent spells from your graveyard, I mean, it's threat. Okay, you counter it, I'll cast it next turn. The lands from the graveyard is great, especially in, again, a format like Modern, where you can play your fetch lands from your graveyard, which is really great. Overall, I mean, wow, like this card is really good. I don't think we've seen this good of a mono green Planeswalker since probably Nissa Who Shakes the World. But I would say this is better just because it's 3 mana and all of the effects are all great. I mean, 4, because it has the static ability. So, yeah, I'm really high on this card right now. I think this card is going to be a huge player. I think it's going to be great in Pioneer. I think it's going to be great in Modern, too, if we're talking. I think in Standard, I'm not a huge expert on Standard, but if green is good, they're going to play this card for sure. And also, a really cool thing with Modern is, like, with Ponza decks, you can play in Obosh builds, because it's obviously 3 mana. So, yeah, I really like this card. I think this card is just a slam dunk. This probably is going to be one of the best cards in the set, is, like, my assumption. I am really high on this card. So, I guess let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the new Ren? Like, what do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's medium? Do you think I'm just some gruel player that doesn't know what they're talking about? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.